I'm Doug Smith, and welcome to Portsmouth This Week, the voice of Portsmouth Town Hall. Our topic today is the Portsmouth Senior Center, and we've got Director Cynthia Koniecki. Welcome, Cynthia, to the show.
Thank you.
And Department of Public Works, Brian Woodhead. Welcome back, Brian.
Thanks.
Always good to have you on the show. Cynthia, I wonder if you could start with a little bit of background to the Senior Center, how and when it was founded, perhaps.
It was founded in 1981 by a few seniors who got together over coffee and decided they wanted to do something for the senior community and get them more active. So they started going to St. Anthony's, and it got a little bit bigger, so they needed a place to go. So they approached the town council and to see where could we go and be able to serve the community. They came up with the Ann Hutchinson School building. It needed to be remodeled. We got grants for that. And then it started from there, and until today, now we got close to 800 members.
800 members, wow, that's a lot. What kind of qualifications do you need to be a member of the Senior Center?
55 and over.
Okay.
And it's $12 dues. Instead, we start in a fiscal year from July 1st until June 30th.
Okay.
And
so now would be the time for people to
this is a good
join,
time, absolutely.
or to rejoin in case they were members and got lapsed.
Right, and if they got lapsed, either you're going to get a letter, or if you're listening to this now, you can renew your dues as soon as possible.
Okay, now people can come in also,
Absolutely.
I guess, and join, right?
Yep.
Okay, that sounds great. What kind of activities do you guys have there? A lot, as I've seen.
A lot. We have a fitness center for the members. It's free. We don't have an additional charge on that. We have line dancing. We have yoga. We have Zumba. We have bocce, bunko, all types of activities, cards. We have at least 30 activities that go on at the Senior Center.
Yeah, are these mostly organized by the members themselves, or I don't know how big of a staff you have, for example?
Right now, I'm the only full-time person. I do have a volunteer staff. I have an office manager who works 35 hours a week, volunteer. I have a receptionist who does just as many hours and volunteers. And I have a volunteer accountant that comes in twice a week. So everything that we do there is mostly volunteers. We have a thrift shop manager. She volunteers her time, and we have several volunteers in there, and that's open daily.
Yeah, it's always amazed me how much we get done by volunteers here in Portsmouth.
Without the volunteers, our center would be nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I should mention that if you go on the town website, click on services and go to the Senior Center, you see a list of all your events and what the times and dates and things are.
Yes.
It's a nice little write-up, too. I'd recommend people do that. How are you guys funded? That's another question. That's a Portsmouthian question, I guess. But
right. We have to raise 55% of our funds. We do get a small grant from the town, and also a small one from the, actually it was cut in 2/3 from the state of Rhode Island, which is the DEA, Department of Elderly Affairs. All the rest of the money that we raised through our yard sale, which is in August, our bazaar is 2 days, it's in November, dinner dances, other little things that come up during the year that we need to throw in there to get extra money. We have some people who donate, here and there, a small amount of money.
Yeah. So the big grants come from where? The state?
It's not that big, because they really cut us down. We've actually lost 2 grants already, and that helped fund our exercise programs for the instructors. So we have to raise money for that. But our funding, like I said, is small, about 50% from, the town and the state. But, more
and
so
then
the
all the rest you have to make up yourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money to make up.
That is a lot of money. Just can you give us an idea of your annual budget for perhaps just a total amount, how much you guys need to?
$160,000.
And you need to raise half of that yourselves.
Mm-hmm. Half of that.
Okay, so another reason for people to go out and go down there to your events and help
and support the Senior Center, right? Because we're nonprofit, and I'm not paid by the town, so they have to pay me. And I'm so happy that I have people who volunteer so that we don't have to pay that position. Because if we had to, I don't know how long we could stay open. So it's very important that people volunteer and help us and come to our events.
What would you consider to be your most critical needs right now?
A new building. I would love to have a new building.
What do you think the chances of you getting a new building?
Well, you can always wish.
Yeah, that's true.
Pray.
That's
But
true.
if we could do something with the second floor, that would help. I'd like to have the offices upstairs and expand the downstairs so that we wouldn't have to be in the same room, because we do like multi-purpose things. So we have the art class and the computer. They're all in the same room. We have movies and cards in the same room. We have bridge and fitness center and the country jam in the same room. So everything is, we're like on top of one another. And we want to expand, and we want people to come in, but we need place to put people.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's one of the reasons we asked Brian to come in and talk about this stuff. Let's talk, though, before that about lunch at the senior center. It's almost like a tradition that you have to go to lunch there at least once. The food's excellent, I should say.
Yes.
Can you talk about the program itself? And
the nutritional, it's a balanced nutritional program. It's catered by Cranston Senior Services, and the agency is East Bay Community Action Program. And you have to be 60 and over or disabled. You do not have to be a member of the senior center. And it's a suggested donation of $3, and you have a choice between your main meal and a sandwich. And you get soup, your main meal, vegetables, starch, and you get dessert, and milk, tea, or coffee. Sometimes you get all three.
yeah,
So, but it's a suggested donation of $3, and it's well worth it.
it's the best deal on
Best
the
deal.
island, I think.
You can't go for $3.
Yeah, and I have to say I've been there, I think, for St. Patrick's Day, corned beef and cabbage, and food is great, really, really nice. And the folks there that do the serving are very nice. They must be volunteers, too.
They're
right?
all volunteers,
Yeah.
yes. The person in the kitchen, that's a paid position. So that way we don't have to eat out of paper plates.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
So you must be getting, is part of that state funding subsidizing the food program, or is that a separate? Does the $3 actually pay for the meals?
No, the meals is like $5 and some cents. So what it is that the state pays the difference, but they
Okay.
pay it to East Bay Community Action Program.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
But it's a suggested donation, so sometimes you don't even get the $3.
yeah. I would recommend heartily that anybody that is hungry and wants to go down and check it out, go down. But you do have to notify you folks
Yes,
24 hours in advance, right?
if you call 11:30 the day before, and we do have a menu. If you come quite often, we'll give you a menu to fill out for the month.
Okay, super. I'd heartily recommend everybody in Portsmouth go down and try that. We were there a couple weeks ago. We did some videoing of your memorial garden dedication, which was really a nice event. And we took the opportunity to go inside and take some photos or videos of some of the spaces inside. And so I thought what we could do is we'll maybe roll that now so people can see what it looks like in the inside, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
So. We're here at the Portsmouth Multi-Purpose Senior Center, located at Bristol Ferry Road, and we just thought we'd show you a little bit about what the facility's like. The Senior Center is celebrating their 35th anniversary in July, and so we just thought we'd show you what their building looked like and what the facilities are here. Now we're going to take a quick look at the thrift shop here at the Senior Center.
Volunteer manager.
Doug Smith.
Joan Donato.
Hi,
Joan, very nice meeting you. Appreciate your work here.
Thank you.
Now, you're the manager of the thrift store. How long have you been doing it?
Well, since I think the year 2000.
Okay, so you've got quite a bit of experience here. Where do you get most of your goods here?
It's all volunteered, and it's brought in people who are deceased, people, you know, and it's a great fundraiser for here.
Yeah, I bet.
Great fundraiser. One of the number ones.
Now, do you guys accept donations?
Yes, we do.
And can people bring things in any time?
Yes. Anything as long as they're clean and no holes.
Okay.
So forth.
So it looks like primarily clothes and utensils and things.
Yes.
I see a bunch of kids' puzzles. Those are always fun to get.
Oh, yes.
And they're much cheaper in a thrift store than if you have to buy them
I guess so.
out of a store. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is great, and I think you're doing a great public service.
Thank you very
So thank
much.
you for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, we're back. Now we're back, and Brian, I got some questions kind of for you relating to the Senior Center. Actually, Cindy, you can jump in these too, please. I know DPW plays a key role in keeping this Senior Center operational. What are your responsibilities for the maintenance of the Senior Center?
Well, Cynthia does a great job doing the general maintenance of the senior center. And we usually get called only when there's like major problems. You know, if like the roof's leaking or a pipe's leaking or something like that. But other than that, Cynthia does a real good job. We do some of the general maintenance as like, you know, we did the roof repair for the CBG grant money. We're going out to bid right now for repointing of the front bricks and the side. So other than that, we don't really do a lot of maintenance down there. Okay,
but like for the example, the repointing of the bricks would be a contract job to.
It'll be we contracted out. That's through a grant through the CDBG grant money. And Dave Q, he wrote that up a couple years ago, and it was approved by the state. So that's part of the.
Yeah.
The
Now, what do you guys get separate funding for maintaining the senior center? Or
no,
is that part of your general budget?
That comes out of our general budget, out of the townwide building and grounds.
Yeah.
That comes out of that part of the budget.
Yeah. As you said, you haven't really had to do too much down there.
Right.
But I know there are a lot of people have looked, and you've mentioned it before too, is maybe expanding to the second floor at least. There's a big second floor there. Right. Again, it's an old school, so the second floor is like a hallway and classrooms, but there's plenty of space up there.
Right, there's a lot of storage up there. We have to maintain storage for our fundraising events. But we do, if we go up there, there is no heat. There's just about barely electric up there. I mean, you have to like feel your way through, and just can't go there at night. But what else they have up there? No running water.
Really?
So like right now they're working up there. It's hot.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if they could go up there and renovate that floor.
Now, Brian, does DPW have any thought or plans for, getting up there to the second floor? It seems like it'd be a very useful space.
It would be a useful space. I mean, it's huge. I mean, you go up there, it's a large area, it's a big space. But right now, we don't have any plans to do any renovations up there at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot of obstacles. I mean, you have to make it handicap accessible, so you have to have some kind of lift or elevator to get up to the second floor to make it, public accessible.
Yeah, I noticed there is a lift there on those stairs going up. Is that operational or?
Yes, that's a cargo lift, but we can't ride on it.
It's a cargo lift.
It's a cargo. It's just for, as long as it's under 250 pounds, we can bring things up on it.
Okay, but not people.
Not people.
No, okay.
No.
That's all you need, right? Yeah, so what we'd be looking at, what would we need to do to get the money to rehab that second floor? You say it's got the electricity's kind of poor, it's got no heating. Originally, when it was a school, it must have had that. So what happened? Did it just deteriorate over time, or?
Well, the pipe started breaking, and so
Yeah, so the pipes were starting to break, so
So
we
you had to seal them
winterized
off.
it. Right, so we winterized the upstairs because it wasn't being used for anything other than dry storage.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why we, instead of putting a lot of money into, the plumbing and
Yeah.
electrical up there, it was like, well, it's only dry storage, so we just winterized the upstairs for that.
Okay, but you'd need that if you were going to make it a useful
Oh,
space.
absolutely. But I think they would have to do like an assessment. What are they going to? What are the plans are going to be for the building? Are they going to keep it the senior center, and then have like an architect come in
Yeah.
and draw up some plans before anything goes out to bid? I think it would be a kind of costly, so I think we'd have to go out to
Yeah.
maybe in front of the voters or something, maybe.
Yeah. Or we find the Bill Gates or somebody to come in and throw some money around.
that would be
here.
the
yeah,
best.
that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of other people standing in line for some of that money, though. Yeah, because I know I was able to just go up and take a look around, and I spoke to Rich Rayner, town administrator. He thinks it would be a great space that the town could probably use as well if it was ever rehabbed.
Right.
And I guess the other thought would be, and I hate to even say this, but if you had a couple $1 million, maybe it'd be worth tearing the property is great
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're very well centrally located, and maybe the building itself might be totally rehabbed or something, or taken down and a new one put up.
Well, I mean, the building's in good shape. I mean, even the repointing of the bricks, I mean, it's a masonry building, so the repointing of the bricks, I think the worst side is going to be the south side. That's really the worst section to be repointed, but other
Yeah.
than that, it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
The structure of the building. I mean, I would think maybe a rehab inside if you want to make rooms bigger, or
Yeah, like a major rehab.
right, because you still have the septic's all in good shape. I mean, so you have a lot of good structural bones
Yeah.
still in the building.
The nice thing is there's plenty of parking all
Yeah,
around
absolutely.
it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
great. And I know the space behind you guys, there's a big space. Are there any plans for using that? I know it's used for parking mostly.
Baseball field.
Yeah, there's
Baseball
baseball.
field.
Little League's
Is that
right there.
Oh, Little League does use it?
Yeah, they-
Okay, so it is kind of used by the town.
Right. Little League's been back there for, I don't know, probably 20, 30 years. I mean,
Yeah.
that's been
Longer
back
than
there.
I've been at the senior center.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good. I guess the key is, you want to make sure that all this land that we're spending money on is being used.
Right.
As I say, we saw your memorial garden when we did that videoing. Very nice. A beautiful little spot. And I'm kind of amazed because it seems like it was carved out of nothing, just about. And it really became a really nice little garden. I know there are DPW folks that helped with this. Are there any particular people, Brian, you'd like to acknowledge for their help?
Well, I'd like to acknowledge all the DPW guys because everyone does something for the senior center. So I think everyone should be acknowledged, but especially for the garden. There was probably like 6 people: Ryan January, Kevin Labonte, Sean Kane, Michael Prue, Scott Smith. I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but those were the key guys. Some guys poured the slab, other guys put the plaques on the bench, installed the bench, and then we had a couple guys painting the sign in the front of the building and painting the entranceway too. So
Yeah, it looks really nice, and I hope people will stop by. A lot of people drive by, but people might want to stop in and just take a look at this garden.
The garden it's very special to me, and not only the DPW, they just did a great job. I mean, they were always there. What we needed, they were there. I can't give them they deserve so much credit. But Scott Sherman from the Grange, he put all the flowers in, and the Grange is maintaining the memorial garden right now, and the Girl Scouts helped clean it up. So we're very thankful for the people that helped out.
Yeah, once again, it's volunteers.
All volunteers.
Come in and do the work in our town.
Because like you said, Doug, too, I mean, that was a piece of barren land at one time. There was just grass there.
Yeah.
And the senior centers, they're the ones who made that.
Yeah, no, it's just I think it's an example of what you can do to a small space to really make it look great.
Yeah, it does look
And,
great.
and the thing is, people can come there, park, go over there and sit there and just think good thoughts too. I mean, that's kind of what it's for, I guess.
And it's so comfortable, and it's cool, and it's under the trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah. I guess if you had a magic wand, or let's say Bill Gates came in and said, "Geez, I'm a senior citizen. I'd like to help you guys." pie in the sky, unlimited money, what would you do?
Build a new senior center
Where would you build it at?
right there.
Okay, so you'd have that torn down.
Torn
and
down,
new
or either
building.
renovate that building
Yeah.
to the limit.
Well, you know, one of the interesting things is that the demographics are slowly changing on our favor on the senior side, and so there'll be hopefully more people using these facilities, and I think that pressure, the use of that stuff, if you can kind of show statistics on what's being used, I think it might be one way to try to leverage more money out of the state, perhaps, and maybe to get more grants. Although I notice that legislative grants are kind of becoming a press issue right now.
Right.
But I know that a lot of organizations kind of count on the $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever they get to help, do what they have to do. How would you like to see, for example, a fitness center? I know we talked about that earlier. Right now, the room that the fitness center in is fairly small.
Small and tight, yeah. If we could expand that, then we could put more machines in there, more exercise equipment, and I think more people would participate also. And if the building was newer, we could entice the 55 to the 65-year-old group to come in. But right now you go in, it looks like an older senior center, but there's young people there. Our seniors might be in their 80s or 70s, but they're young at heart. But to bring in the baby boomers is difficult. So if we could just renovate it, remodel, make it new, and then have them come in, that might give them the opportunity to do things there.
Now let's see, what age are the baby boomers? I'm trying to get, the millennial group, and where are the baby? Those are the
55
young kids, 55.
50-year-olds.
Okay, so they're getting in the zone.
They're in the zone, but they're not coming in.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of it is they don't probably understand what's available there, and the other thing is that as you slow down after you retire, you get out of a job. You got time on your hands, and people need to do something. And the nice thing about your place is that not only can you go there for good food, and fitness and a bunch of other stuff, but you can help the whole thing by volunteering.
Absolutely. So if there's anybody that's listening who wants to help volunteer, please come in. But we also, I want to, if you don't mind, there's other programs that we have there.
Yeah, please.
The Senior Health Insurance Program. So we have an insurance counselor that comes in on Tuesdays to help seniors with their Medicare Part A, B, C, and D.
Oh, that's great.
So that's between 1 and 4, and then when we have open enrollment, then it's open to the public. Well, actually, even on the Tuesday, it is open to the public, anybody that needs assistance in insurance. And it's also the SNAP program, which is the Senior Nutritional Program. Now, a lot of people, or seniors, are eligible for that, and they just don't come forward. They think, oh no, I need this kind of money or that. You'd be surprised how many are eligible, and you can get anywhere from like $14 to $200 and some dollars. And it's not like a food stamps where, you don't feel intimidated. It's a card like a credit card, and you just go to the store, swipe it, they don't say anything.
Now, and when do counselors come in for things like that? Are there certain days?
Yeah, you just call and we make appointments. We can have counselors, or I can, there's also other agencies that we can refer them to, because not only are we there for your social life, but we're there for your informational referral. So if you need help in any area of your taking care of a parent, we can help you with that.
Yeah. When we were in there doing this videoing of the inside, there was a lady there doing blood pressure tests.
Yes.
I guess she comes in
once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah, it's and that's open to the public on Wednesday, the 4th Wednesday of the month. This month we will have blood sugar and cholesterol testing. So that's open to the public. It's from 11 to 12,
wow,
and
great.
You do not have to fast.
That's the best part.
No fasting.
No fasting.
No.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. Now, if people were members, they'd be getting a newsletter, presumably telling them all the dates, times, and all the rest of this, right?
Oh yes, they get a newsletter monthly.
Right, and also again, if you're not a member, you should consider being a member if you're over 55, which more and more people are these days, and then you can get the newsletter. There won't be any question about when you can do some of these activities. One of the activities that we saw, and it was just in the video there, was some folks practicing country and western music who I thought were great. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, they're retired musicians, and they come in on Wednesday at 12 o'clock, and they just gather together and sing all kinds of country and western music. And we're having July 12th is our we're having a fundraiser for a country western review, and it's presented by our director there of country western is Josephine Vieira, and we're selling tickets. So you can call the center, and actually we're almost out of tickets, so please come.
Now this is like a show rather than a dance, right?
There's no dancing. This will be a country and western show.
Okay, so you don't have to dance.
No, you don't have to dance.
Yeah.
There's no room to dance.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of room, though, I've been in there, and I know you've got your yard sale, whatever you call it, coming up.
Yeah, August 13th is our yard sale. Inside, we do the yard sale inside for the seniors. Outside, we rent tables and spaces for the public.
Oh, it's great to just walk around inside, you know. And the space right next to the dining area, it looks, was that a gym or something at one time?
From what I think it was
or like an auditorium, maybe?
Sure.
It was a gym. I think they had to put a floor on it.
Yeah. I've been there back when I was a member. We were just talking about that earlier. I need to re-up my dues. But they had Tai Chi class.
Yes.
And it's a nice big space, fairly big space. And, you know, so we had room to do things and stuff like that. I was just wondering, you know, I sort of am a big proponent of the Portsmouth Community Theater. And I've always wondered whether they're always looking for a decent venue to hold a play or something like that. It just seems to me, if there's enough chairs, you could set something up in that space. You know,
yeah,
if
you could do that.
If you guys would consider that, so because it's a nice open space, it's airy, it's got plenty of light, things like that.
We have a stage, so
yeah, well,
we can accommodate.
That's true, but the only good thing, they use the what is now the Christian Academy down there. It used to be one of our schools, and it's got a stage, which is the only good thing because the lighting's terrible. But I'm just trying to think outside the box here to come up with some other venues. But I think it'd be great, and I also think that you might get volunteers from your seniors to commit to help out to take part. You know, things like that. Might be kind of fun.
Yeah, we could
Might
do
be
that.
kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, thank you both very much for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And I hope everybody's going to go down there. Anybody that's 55 years old or older, go down to the Senior Center. If you're younger than that, come on down to volunteer anyway. And we'll see you next time on Portsmouth This Week.